Numbers just released by Transparent California show big pensions for some teachers and educators. Eyewitness News reporter Carol Ferguson looks behind the numbers. How are the pensions figured and who pays?
Teachers, administrators, when they retire in California, they get pensions from CalSTRS. This Transparent California website shows what every retiree is paid. The state average retirement after 30 years' work is nearly $67,000. In the Central Valley, the average full career pension for Bakersfield City Schools is nearly $65,000. Our region's highest is Kern High School District, just under $71,000 a year.
Which is far more than most people make at their full-time job.
Mark Bucher's the California Policy Center president.
I don't have a problem with transparency, and we are public employees.
Pam Bowers, a retired teacher and on the Bakersfield City School Board.
School boards don't set the formula, and it's a consistent formula statewide.
Set by state lawmakers. The retirement formula starts with an employee's age factor, which has been 2% at age 60. Retiring at 50, the factor is 1.1%. At 60, it's 2%. 63 years old, 2.4.
You plug that into the formula and multiply that by the final compensation in the years of service, and that's how you get your retirement benefit.
Patrice Richter's a local CalSTRS counselor. I ask, for example, an educator
who retires at age 60 with 30 years of service, how much of their
they'll receive 60% of their final compensation.
60% of what their final salary was. Bauer says, though, more likely,
the average teacher who retires is female.
She may have 25 years of service. Then put her salary in the formula.
For the 2% times 25 years is 50% of what their salary was. So that isn't a whole lot.
The website has individual numbers. For the biggest retiree benefits for the state, that's an Orange County educator at nearly $348,000 a year. At the top in our region, former Kern County Superintendent of Schools Dr. Larry Ryder, nearly $254,000 a year. He's third highest in the region. Kern High School's Jim Philbrandt, $204,000. Bakersfield City former Superintendent Mike Lingo, $183,000.
Unfortunately, it's not just one. There's 13 in the Bakersfield School District making over $100,000 a year in retirement.
It does sound like a lot, but he was a superintendent.
We did find smaller pensions on the website. Again, what is paid is required by the state system lawmakers put in place, says this school board member.
It's an obligation we have. It's dictated by the state. We don't have any flexibility in that.
Carol reached out to the local educators getting those top pensions. One did not want to comment. We didn't hear back from the other two. Our next report coming up a little later in the newscast breaks down who pays for these benefits. We're going to continue our investigation. We're looking at data showing the pensions paid to California's teachers and administrators. The group Transparent California just put the numbers on a website. Eyewitness News reporter Carol Ferguson looks into them.
What is Chapter 2 about?
When teachers retire and leave the classroom,
Another one?
administrators leave the campus and office, their pensions come from CalSTRS. The Transparent California website lists all those pensions. They report the state average retirement after 30 years' work is nearly $67,000. In the Central Valley, the average full career pension for Bakersfield City Schools is nearly $65,000. The region's highest is Kern High School District, just under $71,000 a year.
We want them to know what's being paid.
Mark Bucher's the California Policy Center president.
Turn around and look at your computer screen and focus on
He says the pensions are paid with tax dollars, so we check on that. The CalSTRS office in Sacramento tells me employees contribute 8% of their pay into the retirement system. School districts kick in about 8%, and the state contributes 5.5%. Local CalSTRS counselor Patrice Richter says that's changing.
People that were hired after the pension reform, it's 2% at 62.
With the reform, CalSTRS says next year educator contributions will go up to 10.25% of their pay. By 2019, district contributions will reach 19.1%. Over 3 years, the states will raise to 8.8%.
That's draining money from our school system at a time when our schools badly need funding.
He argues that's taxpayer money.
If you want to say that because we're public employees and our salaries do come from taxes, which we also pay.
And by law, the retirement contributions must be taken from their pay.
It isn't like Social Security where there's a cap on the contribution. You pay 8% on all the money.
But teachers do not pay into Social Security.
Right, but they're not going to earn Social Security.
We want the public to know. You can't start a conversation about whether or not there need to be changes until people actually know it.
Transparent California says they're worried about big pensions.
For the amount of education that we had to have, didn't have the best salaries to go along with it.
Bauer says a decent retirement was an incentive.
We've earned it. We've contributed to it.
And if taxpayers think the pensions are too much,
if they want to complain, go to Sacramento.
Carol tells us lawmakers have enacted some pension reform. That's why educators and districts are paying more into the system. They've also capped pension benefits at $136,000 per year.